For 90-Day Fiancé fan favorite Armando Niedermeier-Rubio, that unimaginable nightmare recently became reality. What began as an ordinary week quickly turned into one of the most emotional and heartbreaking chapters of his life. Within hours, his beloved 13-year-old daughter, Hannah, was rushed to the hospital after suffering a serious medical emergency that left doctors fighting to save her. But as devastating as the diagnosis was, another painful obstacle stood in Armando's way. Because of ongoing immigration and visa complications, he couldn't immediately cross the border into the United States to be by his daughter's side. Imagine receiving the phone call every parent fears the most, knowing your child is in intensive care, yet being unable to reach them. That heartbreaking reality left Armando feeling helpless as he desperately searched for any possible way to reunite with Hannah. Today, we're taking a closer look at this emotional journey, from the terrifying medical emergency that shocked the family to the incredible determination that eventually led to one of the most touching reunions ever seen in the 90-Day Fiancé community. Before we continue, if you enjoy the latest 90-Day Fiancé news, cast updates, and exclusive stories, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Now, let's begin. For longtime fans of the franchise, Armando and Hannah have always shared a special bond. Ever since viewers first met them on 90-Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Hannah has remained at the center of Armando's world. Fans watched her grow from a shy young girl into a confident teenager, while also witnessing the beautiful relationship she developed with Kenny. Over the years, viewers admired the love, respect, and support this family shared. That is exactly why the recent news surrounding Hannah's health came as such a heartbreaking surprise. According to updates shared by Armando, everything changed almost without warning. Hannah suddenly experienced a serious medical emergency after suffering a brain bleed. The unexpected condition quickly became critical enough that local doctors determined she needed immediate specialized treatment that wasn't available nearby. Medical professionals acted fast. An emergency transfer was arranged, and Hannah was transported from her hometown in Mexico to a hospital in Phoenix, Arizona, where specialists could provide advanced neurological care. For any family, moments like these are filled with fear, uncertainty, and countless unanswered questions. Would she recover? Would doctors be able to stop the bleeding? How serious was her condition? Unfortunately, those weren't the only questions weighing heavily on the family. As Hannah was being rushed across the border for treatment, Armando faced another devastating challenge. He couldn't travel with her. Because of unresolved visa issues, he was forced to remain behind while his daughter fought for her health hundreds of miles away. For a loving father, few situations could be more heartbreaking. Instead of sitting beside Hannah's hospital bed, speaking words of comfort, or simply holding her hand, Armando found himself watching events unfold from a distance, unable to do the one thing every parent wants to do in a crisis: be there for their child. While Hannah received emergency medical care in Arizona, every passing hour felt longer than the last. Family members remained focused on supporting Hannah, but everyone knew there was one person missing from her bedside: her father. As news of Hannah's hospitalization spread, thousands of fans across social media began sending prayers, messages of encouragement, and heartfelt wishes for the family's strength. No one knew exactly what the next few days would bring, but one thing was certain: Armando wasn't about to give up. He would fight every obstacle standing between him and his daughter, and that determination would soon lead to an emotional journey that would capture the hearts of millions of fans around the world. As Hannah remained under the care of doctors in Arizona, Armando faced a different kind of battle, one that had nothing to do with hospitals or medicine. His biggest obstacle was getting across the border. Every minute that passed without seeing his daughter felt unbearable. While doctors focused on Hannah's treatment, Armando was doing everything he could to secure permission to enter the United States. He gathered documents, contacted legal professionals, and searched for any emergency option that would allow him to be by Hannah's side. According to the updates he later shared, the hospital recognized just how serious Hannah's condition was. Medical staff prepared documentation explaining the urgency of the situation, hoping it would help speed up the process. Filled with hope, Armando traveled to the border carrying those documents, believing they would finally allow him to cross. But things didn't go the way he expected. Instead of receiving the opportunity to explain the emergency, Armando said he was turned away before his paperwork could even be fully considered. The answer was simply no. For a father already overwhelmed with fear, it was another heartbreaking setback. After returning home without Hannah, Armando recorded one of the most emotional videos fans had ever seen from him. Fighting back tears, he spoke honestly about the pain he was experiencing. He admitted that every second felt like a nightmare because he didn't know when, or if, he would be able to reach his daughter. His message wasn't filled with anger. Instead, it was filled with heartbreak, hope, and a desperate request for prayers. Armando thanked everyone who had reached out with messages of support. He explained that reading those encouraging comments gave him strength during one of the darkest moments of his life. At one point, he became visibly emotional while talking about Hannah. He simply said he didn't want to lose her. Those few words were enough to leave thousands of fans in tears. Across Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit, supporters from around the world began sharing prayers, kind messages, and personal stories. Many parents said they couldn't imagine facing the same situation, while longtime viewers admitted they had followed Hannah's journey since she first appeared on television and felt as though they were watching a member of their own family suffer. While Armando struggled with the visa process, one person never left Hannah's side: Kenny. Fans have watched Kenny grow incredibly close to Hannah over the years. Although he isn't her biological father, their relationship has always been built on genuine love, trust, and respect. Without hesitation, Kenny stayed in Arizona to support Hannah throughout her treatment. He remained focused on comforting her, staying in contact with doctors, and keeping Armando updated every step of the way. During this difficult time, Kenny became the bridge connecting a worried father with his daughter. Even from hundreds of miles away, Armando continued speaking with Kenny whenever possible, hoping for every small piece of good news. Family members also came together during the crisis. Because some relatives already had legal residency in the United States, they were able to travel and help support Hannah, while Armando continued working with an immigration attorney to resolve his emergency travel situation. Despite the overwhelming uncertainty, the family refused to lose hope. Every conversation with doctors, every phone call, every text message brought one shared wish: that Hannah would continue improving and that Armando would finally be allowed to see his daughter again. Little did they know, after days filled with fear, disappointment, and emotional exhaustion, everything was about to change. A breakthrough was finally coming. One phone call would completely transform the family's heartbreaking story and lead to an unforgettable reunion that would touch the hearts of millions around the world.